Hello and welcome back to the ITTF Mixed Team World Cup. Coming to you live from Chengdu, China. It's Chengdu 2025 edition, third edition, and the first edition since it's been announced that this event will be part of the next Olympic Games come Los Angeles 2028. We've had a lot of thrills so far. It's the first day of stage number 2. The second round robin with only the top 8 teams, the top 2 from each of the 4 groups have qualified to be here. China started off the day on table number 1 without dropping a single game against Croatia, who took down India and put up quite a fight to get into this stage. We're inside the Sichuan Gymnasium here in Chengdu, Sichuan, China. I'm Adam Bobrow, and alongside me, a man who knows the best hot pot in town, Fraser Riley. Welcome back, Fraser.
Thank you very much, Adam. I'm full of hot pot and raring to go here in this second session today. Cannot wait to watch this match between Germany and Sweden.
Well, you are not alone on the fullness nor the excitement because this one could be quite interesting. Now, one thing that I think is important to highlight is that the mixed team event is a combination of the men's and women's team, and the German women right now are a very strong squad. The lineups have already been released, and with Sabine Winter rising, the anti-hero, up to 17, previously 16 in the world, she's been incredibly strong. The Swedish team is also strong, but they're definitely going to have their hands full. An uphill battle here against Team Germany, and a battle that will start in just a few minutes. The format starts with mixed doubles, then we'll have women's singles, then it'll follow with the men's singles, and should there be a need for more, we'll have gender doubles to follow. A look at the standings so far. China and Korea Republic have already played, well, they're second. They've played a match already in stage number 2. And then Japan and Germany just behind them. France and Korea had quite a nail-biter earlier today. Team Hong Kong, China, and Sweden will be battling in this second session as well. You're watching table number 1, which is none other than Germany and Sweden. Anything stand out to you there?
In terms of the fixture that we've got coming up, or the overall group, Adam?
Yeah, just anything in particular about the standings, anything surprising for you?
Well, first and foremost, when you look at the fact that China have only dropped 1 individual game and France have dropped 16, it goes to show the depth of the Chinese national team here. They're the defending champions, and they're going to be very, very tough to beat. That match that we had earlier between France, who are they playing again? France and just now
Korea Republic.
That was it. It's the closest match that we've seen so far at this event.
Yeah, watching live at Hot Pot actually as that one finished. The Korea Republic pair taking it in the end. The women's doubles?
Yes, that's right.
Wow. So some tight battles here. These two flags, when you think about who's best in the world, it's a fun global conversation. Even people who don't know table tennis well, they know how dominant China is. A lot of people think table tennis was invented in China, but where you were born, England.
Yeah, and next year we'll have the Centenary World Table Tennis Championships in Wembley.
Wow, 100 years of world championships in table tennis. Quite an exciting time. Just read the article from Petra Serling about the future of the sport, the movement. Steve Dainton over at WTT, and Raul Kalin, and everything that's going on in the world of table tennis. It is spectacular, and it's only getting more and more spectacular. But these two European flags, Germany and Sweden, both have an incredibly rich history. And by population, Sweden is a bit of an anomaly. 4 times they've been world champions in recent history, from 89, 91, and 93 to 2000. And 3 of those 4 were over China in the final. So that's the last, I'd say, in the men's game. And in the women's game, Singapore, interestingly enough, 2010, with Chinese-born players representing Singapore. Feng Tianwei was a big part of that, beating Liu Shuwen and Ding Ning. But again, Sweden, by population, really fascinating that they've done so much to change table tennis, even for the penhold grip.
I know, incredible, incredible. But what we can say is that they've really had a big blow with Truls Morregard not able to make it here. That's going to make things tougher for them. And I think that you summarized it well. The German women's team are so strong. They recently won their 10th gold medal at the European Team Championships this year.
So they're delivering. Remember, they are half of the battle here. Battles aside, let the light show begin, because we've got a lot of action to come. Deep breaths, take it all in and get ready.
现场的各位，晚场比赛即将开始，到5的时候，我听到所有人的倒计时声 ，everybody， 5、4。
Ladies and gentlemen, the ITTF Mixed Team World Cup Chengdu 2025 presented by China Telecom. Stage 2.
女士们、先生们，由中国力协呈现的2025年成都国际乒联混合团体世界杯第2阶段比赛即将开始。
Let's welcome the players.
让我们欢迎运动员入场。
Table 1.
第1号台
Team Sweden.
瑞典队。
So here they come, the underdogs in the battle. Team Sweden, a strong squad from Scandinavia with Linda Bergström on the left, Anton Kjellberg to her right. Stina Kjellberg, his sister, Christina. Mattias Falk was just called off. Here, Filippa Bergan. Christian Carlsen, who will be starting off in the mixed doubles alongside Christina Kjellberg.
Anton Kjellberg.
It'll be a big battle in the third. Him and Dong Cho will battle. Linda Bergström battling singles against Sabine Winter. We'll bring in the German team now. Doug Wardway. There she is, Sabine Winter, Dong Cho, Annette Kaufman, Benedikt Duda, Nina Mittelheim, and Patrick Franziska make up the squad that will be a tough squad to beat. 19 years young, the youngest, but everyone else is 29 and up. Fascinating to see Nina Mittelheim back from a bit of an injury around Paris last year. Benedikt Duda in wonderful form, took down Felix Lebrun once again. Annette Kaufman looking quite strong, but she won't be playing any choppers here today. Dong Cho, Sabine Winter, the leading woman on the team. Again, a player who just about a year ago switched to anti-spin, which is a complete change of styles, and has adapted incredibly well. Challenges aren't easy, and changes like that can be quite difficult to overcome, but she's been thriving. So these are the first 3 matches that are set. And if Team Sweden, or either team for that matter, is not beaten, meaning if the opponents haven't gotten 8 games, they will play a 4th match. A little look at how Sweden got here. Through the Chinese Taipei team, Team USA, and Korea Republic. Any standout moments for you there?
Yeah, I think that win over Chinese Taipei was particularly impressive. Lin Wenwu didn't play the singles. He started off in the mixed doubles with Zheng Yijing. But that is a great win for Team Sweden. They had the United States in their group as well. Won that fairly comfortably, but lost to the Korea Republic.
Yeah, the Chinese Taipei team, I know right now, between Gao Chungrui having been out for injury for some time, and Lin Wenwu also in the shoulder department. They had a tough time, but yeah, that was quite an exciting one to watch. Germany on the other side with Zoltan Batorfi alongside Jörg Roskopf. Tobias Bergman here, coach for Team Sweden. Yeah, I sort of wondered. We saw Han Ying versus Annette Kaufman not long ago, and it was a very impressive display from Han Ying. Linda Bergström has been one of the strongest choppers in the world. That said, behind Honoka Hashimoto and Han Ying, there are so many levels. We saw Ivana Malomovic play earlier today, and she's quite a player, but there are just levels within levels, especially in the chopping game.
Yeah, I mean, Han Ying was top 10 in the world for a significant stretch, and we saw how Sabine Winter dealt with other champions in Montpellier. She's one of the most devastating players against chop, and she has one of the most dismissive forehands, period.
We'll have a chance to see that in action in the second battle. It'll be the women's singles match, but now we'll start it off with mixed doubles. Again, the format is first team to win 8 games wins the team matchup. It's stage 2, which means it's not single elimination, it's a round robin. The top 8 teams that qualified to be in stage 2 will play every other team except the team that came from their group. And then the top 4 teams move on to stage 3. Patrick Franziska getting his name clearly written down here. Just want to make sure the spelling's right. Pretty famous.
Christina Cooper. Name, please.
At least to me and you.
Yeah.
These are some of the stars in the game. We've got World Junior Champions or World Youth Champions, I should say. You got world champion Christian Carlsen. Coin toss time. More to talk about the players in a moment.
Receive. Receive. So your service. Kaufman serve.
So Net Kaufman will be starting with the serve. So the Swedes will determine who receives.
So it's a Kaufman serve and Christina.
So it sounds like Stina Kjellberg will be receiving Net Kaufman's serve. So they'll have 2 minutes to warm up here. And Net Kaufman, the left-handed 6-footer for Team Germany, has been very strong. But on this side, the right-hander with a bit of pink in the hair is Christina Kjellberg. And the left-hander, Christian Carlsen. Any standouts from those two for you?
Yeah, I mean, Christian Carlsen, a former world champion in men's doubles with Matthias Foul, took the title in Houston in 2021, as I'm sure you remember. They're a really, really strong pair. And they actually got to the semi-final of the China Smash last year, so they love playing in China.
Still in good form as we meet Zhou Yi, our umpire for the match, who's got all the names written down. He's drawing a really cool picture right now. No, he's probably taking care of notes. So Annette Kaufman and Patrick Franziska, both disproportionately tall within their games. And lefty-righty combos on both sides. I love it. They're chanting right now in Sichuanese, Sichuanhua, the local dialect, Shongqi, which is essentially Jiao. A lot of people here. Actually, I know you're in a relationship with the locals, so
yeah,
know quite a bit about it. But about this match here, I'll be curious to see Christian Carlsen in his flick game. Stina has been very adaptable, very fast, played some explosive shots, wide angles. Annette Kaufman is smooth. She's fearless. Patrick Franziska, from a step behind the table, smooth as well, generates a lot of power. And interestingly enough, married to Christian Carlsen's sister.
Germany versus Sweden. First match, first game. Germany to serve. Love all.
So here we go, 3 games to play. Take what you can.
Ooh, that would have been so nice.
It almost looked like an around-the-net snake with just a little motion there. Wow, Stina pushed way wide. Good point by the Germans to start it off.
Just to add to the unpredictability of this match, by the way, this is the first time meeting between these two partnerships. Franziska and Kaufman only started playing together last year. Made their debut at the European Championships.
And how did they do there?
Got a bronze medal.
Not too shabby. Remember, 19 years old, Annette Kaufman, 48 in the world, 33-year-old Patrick Franziska next to her. Good reach here from Carlsen inside the table to extend and put the pressure on.
A beautiful side spinny flick there from Christian Carlsen.
Today's the coldest day we've been in Chengdu, so if you see Stina wiping her nose, it's getting chilly. But she seems loose enough to generate a lot of speed on the backhand opening here.
On average, the Germans are the taller pair, so playing into the crossover section could be a good tactic for the Swedes.
But here it's a drop just behind the net. Christian Carlsen with that soft touch. You talked about this earlier, a lot of different ways to define touch. Controlling the ball gently.
So delicately done there.
Good opening here as the serve drifts long. Annette Kaufman getting a lot of racket speed coming into that. Interesting who decided to stand and who didn't for that point. Guess just freedom and feelings.
Service error there from Christian Carlsen, who normally plays with that pendulum serve.
Oh, back edge of the table here, a lot of pace coming in. Annette Kaufman really getting physical on this one. Even some hair gets caught up after this. It was sort of like the Ivana moment against the lob earlier.
Wow.
What a rally. Strawberry to start it off, and it's countered right back. Stina with a bit of side spin in the receive game, and then the extension after.
Well, Berry's in her name, and she showed it right there. Brilliant point.
The subtlety in these shots, sometimes a little bit less rotation, just enough pace to tempt the opponents to attack, but maybe force them to add their own spin and lift as opposed to go forward and close.
That's right, yeah. Sometimes a fast push can be backspinny, sometimes it can be floaty with the same level of speed.
6-all.
So second towel break here, dead even. Good look at an underspin serve. Again, if you can make it look heavy, but it's not, deception, a huge factor.
6-all.
So out of the second towel break, level. Tough place to be. Christian refused to back up. Didn't miss by much, but this shot, that's a lot of power, full extension. You'd love to see it come back, but good position to be in, powerful. The Paul Bunyan of the German team. It's a big guy, Patrick Franziska. A giant, a gentle giant, but a giant slayer the same. The only player currently in the game after Yi Sang-soo retired and joined him actually to have beaten Fan Zhendong, Ma Long, and Xu Xin. Not even the Chinese team. No one else has done it.
7,
and more
8.
than once as well. That's the incredible thing. Well, with respect to Fan Zhendong and Ma Long. A big part of that is because of his backhand counter.
He's good at the table. He's got good touch,
Net.
good openings.
7-8.
Not easy to serve to. But a step behind the table, you'll see him strong. Christian Carlsen serving, Net Kaufman on receive. Blast into the middle, the crossover section that you talked about targeting.
Yeah, good tactics here, and it's very rare you'll see top draw player block with the forehand, but there was so much spin on that initial brush. There weren't many options for Patrick Franziska, and the shot from Carlsen to finish was sublime.
And a bit more pressure this time from Franz, but Carlsen with the good answer and response. Deep and wide to the forehand side to tie it up at the third towel break. Dead even, must win by 2. Not a bad receive there from Stina to the middle, but Franz going wide with that push out to the forehand. Again, if you can do that against a righty-lefty combo, you create a bit of a traffic jam. Players typically stay out of each other's way with this right-handed, left-handed combo. Good placement on the opening backhand. Carlsen sets up game point for the Swedes on serve.
Perfect placement again. Side spinny flick, curving, swerving into the transition zone.
But the opening from Franz, the serve comes a little bit long, and he does not let this opportunity slip. Stina served so well long to Lin Yunru. She's been incredible in the service game in mixed doubles. That said, this was a great read on receive. He didn't come in for a Chiquita. It would be tough to do that with the left-handed player waiting. You'd be crowding the table a bit if you don't finish the point. Short side catches the edge as Stina steps around, and it's game point for the Swedes once again.
So proactive, step back corner. Has got a lot of power, Stina Kjellberg. Seemed like a little bit of a lottery shot because she didn't plant the feet so early, but managed to kiss the edge.
Almost right back. It's Annette Kaufman who goes wide early on, takes some chances, and they pay off. Doesn't miss by much, really. The footwork, the chase. Second deuce point. Again, alternating serves until one pair has a 2-point lead. That is a rocket.
12, 11.
Backhand blasted cross court. He's mixed it up so well from the elbow and this time wide to the backhand. Tough to predict.
K2, the wrestler. Oh, a stunning shot there.
On the jump, he was moving to the forehand, had to hold his horses for a moment, and it's a third deuce point, a fourth towel break. The Germans refusing to be taken down. So close. These moments, the ball comes down, could be real trouble. And now it's the Germans with a game point. The unpredictability factor from Christian Carlsen's backhand that we talked about. Right after that, I feel like the Germans have managed to control the table, get the Swedes just a step behind, and with abbreviated strokes, they've got their toes on the finish line to game one now. Stina's spin, the forehand, has caused a lot of problems for France on the other side.
Brilliant footwork there, great read. And it just dropped, died off the racket of Patrick Franziska. That was a quality brush up. So much dwell, gripping the ball. Managing to shut down the Franziska backhand is not easy.
And game point back to the Swedes. We've had some marathon matches so far. And this one we expect to be much longer than the one we saw earlier today with Team China, who's only dropped one game across 4 team matches. And a timeout now.
Sweden.
Just to be clear, 4 team with an M matches. 14 points for the Swedes on their timeout.
Men jag ska våga tjuva lite. Jag har kommit in med backen några gånger. Och nu kanske han
det behövde tjuva. Spela kort i hinner in och sen kan det är mycket skruven så det blir snart.
Ja, men det är när jag spelar för enkla placeringar, det tar de allt. Så verkligen en till här till.
Ja, så är det en till som tror jag den bara egentligen lägger in en kort så kommer vi få en bra boll att spela på. Oavsett vad det är ju rätt spelförande. Vi kommer ju så mycket bra bollar. Så bara tajt på serven, så till att röra oss så mycket som vi kan. Nej, ibland inte annorlunda. Till den programmet så. Men han kommer så mycket med att gå med på honom.
Falls er mit Rückgang kommt, er spielt bei dir ein Spiel im Rückgang.
Så har vi det här nu. Det är bra. Kom igen.
Time.
One of the only times you see a timeout after someone wins a point is when they've had multiple opportunities on serve at a high score. Alternating serves, high deuce. Haven't been able to finish it. It's Stina on serve. We've seen a lot of long ones. And for the first time in a long time, Stina's forehand doesn't come over. She's caused a lot of trouble with the slow brushing shots. Didn't get quite as low on this one as usual. Didn't get below it and get as much racket speed as we've seen. So the first point back from the timeout to the German pair, tied up again. That shot is so good.
15,
it's like he's
14.
just sort of teasing you first with the forehand, and in his follow-up, second motion, he's waiting like, what do you think I'm about to do, huh?
Exactly. The fact that he's poised and still makes them, you know, guess what he's going to do. Paul Drinkall is also very, very good with that forehand flick. Special mention to him.
Footwork, Stina gets the cross court in, but France is right there, times it perfectly, and powers through with the counter. You don't get a more full stroke forehand from France than that one right there.
15-all.
Fifth towel break, and neither pair going to the towel. Big answer, Annette Kaufman, a little bit of extra focus, took her time, got the feet there, quick steps, and made sure she kept the spin on.
The first shot of Franziska felt like an investment. Coming across the ball there to the wide Carlsen forehand, opening the table, and Kaufman was prepared.
The investment was in Kaufman to finish, and it paid off. Game point to the Germans. Deep shot. Goes cross court on this one. You can feel the stress. It's not easy hitting into Patrick Franziska.
Anton, the big brother there with a nice look. Stina Schalberger's little sister, who just played a brilliant shot there to save game point.
Extra effort. Stina crosses,
16.
and the pre-shot grunt to go wide to the forehand. Remember, the order of play is going to change after this game. This has been a fascinating order of play. In every game, you've got one side where the female player is playing to the male player. Men and women play the game a bit differently. Women tend to play faster, closer to the table, more compact. The men a little bit farther back, a little bit more spin and power.
17 all.
Well, the crowd getting a show of emotion here in a crucial moment. The after motion, and it catches the top of the net on that one to stay on their side. 8th deuce point. Extra spin, the muscle, the hustle, the movement, and even from a very tight space, the Swedes are back with their toes on the finish line again.
That was the second service error that Carlson had made, so extra fuel to the fire there. What a game.
35 points already, and we're not through the first. It's more than enough to win a match, even in a best of 5.
18
Crazy.
all.
Germans still hanging on. By many standards, especially the strength, as we highlighted, of the women's team in Germany, the German team, you could consider the favorites to win this. If we had a fan vote, I would be surprised if it was the other way around.
Continue play. 18 all.
Slow spin from Stina, and Christian Carlson with a patient shot.
Absolutely jaw-dropping from Franziska, this shot here. Carlson belting it. Putting so much pressure over Annette Kaufmann.
Another chance to cash in the timeout. Good coverage, and the Swedes do it 20-18 for the first point. Man, was that one step that took a long time to get to.
Be careful.
Be careful?
What for?
Curious to know. I imagine there was something slightly more specific that happened that he was warning about. You'd have to imagine some frustration there. But man, that high five, 38 points in the making. Geez, that was the avatar of high fives. I think Avatar took more than 38 points to make, but either way, game 1 comes to an end. We've got 2 more games in this match. Sweden leads over Germany 1-0 in the group phases of stage 2.
Jeden Ball wirklich von unten nach oben reißen. Alles reißen.
Time.
Ja, sorry.
Second game, Sweden serve, love all.
Back for game number 2. Swedes in the lead. It's Stina to serve to Annette Kaufmann this time.
Love 1.
It'll be interesting to see how the rallies change now that the order of play is reversed. Wow, that one hits the net, bounces, comes back over the net to the German side. Would have been cool to see Christian dive, but seemed out of reach. Franz has seen it before, right there and ready this time around.
Carlson Flick didn't quite have the same level of disguise there, and Franziska gobbled it up.
1-3.
Felt like in the latter end of the previous game, the Germans trying to start the rally with slow spin wasn't proving to be so effective for them.
It's a good length on the push right there from France, but Stina has a good response. There it is, nice push, and Annette Kaufman to the short side. Carlson right there with the counter. So adaptable, Stina, nice and central there. As the long push comes into the backhand, she's got the answer ready.
Quick push as well from Patrick Franziska, but because it was a float serve from Christian Carlson, Franziska couldn't impart too much backspin there with his push. Very difficult to do that against a ball with nothing on it.
4-3.
Back in front where they started, they were up, what, 3-0? First point of the last 4 for the German pair. 2 in a row on serve.
3-5.
Wow, Patrick Franziska making it count. It's not easy to put the last point behind you, but it's pretty cool to see how quickly Stina was back in solution mode. Carlson getting low and a shot that almost got you at home, right near the camera lens off of Franz's blade.
It's devastating, Carlson. So powerful on both wings. And the long serve.
Yes, it was very effective against the left-handed Lin Yunru, but that's a player who creeps in for a backhand. She's just so good at serving it deep right to the baseline and not showing any differences on her delivery.
5-6.
And now a turnaround. Timeout here from the Germans. Shirley.
Timeout, Germany.
So the men's and women's coach Jörg Roskopf, Zoltan Batorfi, women's coach, here now.
Wenn er ein bisschen höher ist, kannst du ja Banane spielen oder flippen oder so. Wenn er kurz ist, okay, spielst du kurz zurück. Ja?
Kurz bisschen zurück.
Aber er greift dich oft in deine Vorhand an. Ja, wenn er den Topspin spielt, er ist oft bei dir vor. Er kurz deinen Rücken, so, ja? Aber wenn er Topspin spielt, ist er da.
Annette platziert okay. Da kippt sich halt so rum und dann kann er nicht spielen. Muss aufpassen, wenn er den macht. Der kommt immer mit viel Tempo auf dich zu. Manchmal ist er auch halblang, unbewusst. Aber immer so mittig.
Ja, hast du manchmal halblang gewartet oder kurz?
Ja, genau.
Und dann machst du schnell.
Da kommt er immer schnell rein.
War hier bei den Ausspielern immer wieder aufzuhören.
Muss der Hund.
Alltså tvinga henne att så här,
Time.
Hey.
Back from the timeout, the German pair looking to recapture the scoreboard. Annette Kaufman with the second serve. There's the flick, and the surprise factor is back for K2.
He's firing out of the box. Beautiful shot. Catching Franziska by surprise.
Yeah. 7-5.
This is interesting for me. Carlson has made so many big backhands, but with the opening topspin of Stina, then the guiding shot, the way over, Annette Kaufman just sort of guiding it back, changing the pace a little bit. That's a tough position to be in when you're Stina. Serve comes long and Franz has such a confident opening attack. I don't know. It makes you wonder if Christian Carlson was expecting a Chiquita or something, because the long serve to the forehand of France.
Yeah. I mean, it just looked like she slightly miscued it.
Stina?
Yeah, it looked to me from the first reaction that she might have made it more bouncy than she intended. But I have to look at it again to fully see, but it looked like she was a bit apologetic towards Carlson.
curve comes in and the counter back. There's a little opening on the table and he sneaks through like wind and a window. Just a sliver, that's all he needs. Eight points apiece.
Net. 8-0.
That looked like a Maharu Yoshimura serve. If you blinked for a moment, you might have thought it was a pendulum and kicking the other way, but it jumped to the left. And there's the pendulum, but Annette Kaufman with the perfect read. She loves to read.
Such a meticulous young player, both of her parents athletes as well.
Tough ball to deal with. France investing all that racket speed and topspin. Getting very low on this. The net from Kaufman on the push to leave Christian Carlsen with a lower ball. Third towel break, and it's 2 game points for the Germans to level the playing field at 1 point apiece. And they take care of business. The order of play that takes only getting to 11 instead of 20. Game number 2, still tight, but not quite the fight that we saw in game number 1. The battle is close and it's leveled at 1 game apiece. Game number 3 becomes the decider, the final game of the first match. Sweden and Germany tied at 1-1.
Stina ska öppna, det är bara att fortsätta öppna lika bra som du gör. Han har ju svårare för det. Jag tycker de ska öppna i backen. Jag tycker ofta... Ja, i backen går han. Öppna mycket sur i backen. Vi ska öppna mycket på Annette och i backen på fest. Vi ska öppna eller i backen på fest. Testa så är lite under på nu. Vi kör nästan bara om skor första sak. Så noll, för då kan du verkligen jobba på den nästa. Ja.
Jag känner mig också mer bekväm när vi kör under än
vi kör med... Testa det, så verkligen komma fram till vårt i våra attacker.
Time!
Så lika bra döma som innan.
Time! Third game, Germany to serve, love all.
So here we go, the Germans with the momentum and the serves. Annette Kaufman to start off game 3. Smooth flick. Could hear the sound of the ball. If your eyes were shut, you'd know there wasn't a lot of rotation on that flick. Forced Carlsen to have to lift in response. Best point of the match for me is Strawberry from Stina. The rally continues. That one went on way longer than it felt like it would have.
Just stunning adaptation there from all those players there. I was amazed with the Stina Schellberg backhand from wide.
Changing it up this time. He's played so many out to what would be Annette Kaufman's forehand on the parallel with that forehand side, so he tries to brush. 3-0 start for the German pair on receive. Now you could see the frustration and you could hear the frustration from Stina as this serve came long, but not just came long, it wasn't as fast and right to the baseline as some of her others. Her long serves have been better than anyone I've seen on table 1 so far this week.
5, love.
It's a nice transition from an apology to a high five. The roar from Annette Kaufman and the hand, watch this. Yo!
She mustn't have seen that it hit the Franziska top edge. It was such a quick shot.
Yeah, she took the cue really quickly when she turned to celebrate and saw that her teammate, her partner, was apologizing. She's like, oops, my bad.
Yeah.
5
hand
love.
up, and while it's up, high five. Speaking of 5, Switch sides of the table now.
Goodness me, that was a brilliant strawberry from Schellberg. Not quick, not so side spinning, but deep and to the crossover section. And what a shot from Kaufman. Crazy.
Love 7.
Now looking at the lineups, we talked about the women's team of Germany and how Sweden really has an uphill battle. This game right now, the Germans have taken complete control of. We'll have some information about the next match to come with Linda Bergström and Sabine Winter that will make things a little bit more spicy here in Chengdu than you might have guessed. The break off the net, that's how they got on the scoreboard. Christian Carlsen. Wow, when they're down by so much right now that if there was an apology, I didn't see it. I think it was just, man, we've got a long way to go. Oh, 2 in a row.
Players, be careful.
Be careful.
I think you know what he means.
Yeah.
What does he mean?
I mean, I don't know if he's just talking about like, make sure you don't, oh, come on.
Don't throw racket.
Cannot say that I agree with that at all.
Let's talk for a minute, he says.
Please don't throw racket against the net. I know, but.
Wow. That's, for me, that's unfair. Shouldn't be a yellow for that. You're trying to get the ball back.
In all fairness, not really, because if you throw your racket at the ball, it doesn't matter if you get the ball back or not. The point's over, right? As soon as it leaves your hand, unless you're holding it at the point of contact. So I understand the confusion either way. In theory, the spirit is, yes, I'm trying to get the ball back, but as soon as the racket leaves your hand, it doesn't matter if you make it. Players know this.
2-8.
You're not used to getting carded for it, so interesting. I think what Franz might have been saying was as soon as our umpire said, I know, then Franz said, then why do I have a yellow card?
Yeah.
Heavy spin, Annette Kaufman at the second towel break sets up a 6-point lead, 2 points away from their second point on the scoreboard. When I think Sabine Winter versus Choppers, I think Sabine Winter is the strong favorite. The Linda Bergström won in this event last time they played.
9-4.
So that's an interesting stat for you to chew on. Although last time they played, if I'm not mistaken, Sabine Winter did not have ante on the backhand. So a good point there by the Swedes to make their way closer to that 9 on the other side. That said, it is 6 game and match points for the German pair. And soft hands all around. Stina goes for the down the line, a tough shot, but the Germans really pulled through strong in the end. Quite a performance. 7-0-8, I think.
Yeah, it was 0-8, 2 net cords, then they pull away. Played with such good intention there, Franziska and Kaufman.
Yeah, job well done. Match deserved here. Annette Kaufman pulls through alongside Patrick Franziska. That game number 1 was as dramatic as a game can be, 20-18, and after that it would become slightly more decisive until the third, which was the most yet. 40 points to 32 for a 3-game battle. This is the highest scoreboard I've seen across any matches so far. But we've got plenty more to come. It's only day 1 of stage number 2, and coming up next, we've got the anti-hero, the UFO holder. It's getting cold because Sabine Winter's coming up next against Linda Bergström. Stay right here, women's singles to come.
handlar också om att vissa taktiker måste komma upp i en bra nivå. Fram till bordet möten.
See you later. Okay.
Sabina Winter on the left, Linda Bergström on the right. Linda with long pips on the backhand, a chopper with a strong attacking game. Defensive rubber on the backhand side of Sabina Winter, but she can turn that over for a UFO and attack. She can a twiddle if she needs. And here it's coin toss time.
Red. Please say which side.
So there it is, Bergström wins the toss, chooses to receive. You can see the head of the racket on Bergström's side, a little bit bigger than others. It's a defensive blade, meaning it covers more space to make sure that she can get the ball back on the table. Chopper's exciting to watch. A lot of variation, but when it comes to variation, Sabina Winter brings quite a lot. Adam Bobrow alongside Fraser Riley. Fraser, talk to us about the top world-ranked European, Sabina Winter.
She went from just about a top 60 player to a top 20 player in 1 year. First ever European woman to reach a Champions final and nearly won the Champions Montpellier against Wang Yidi. She's just an outstanding player, very crafty. Barely any two balls are the same during a single rally. A real whippy forehand, and of course with the anti-spin she can trap on serve and she can completely disrupt the rhythm all the time.
Now if you're not familiar with anti-spin or how it works, well, you're not alone. You can see the difference in the surface and the reflection of the light. Anti-spin reverses the spin of the ball, or you could say leaves the spin on the ball. It doesn't grip and come back the way it would if, let's say, you were using Sabina Winter's black side of the racket. Most pros, men and women, on both sides of their racket, especially in the men's game, have inverted rubber. Those pips, the bumps that look like Legos, are turned inwards. As Sabina Winter, look at that. That's the, oh, now she's doing a traditional backhand, but for the briefest of moments, that was cool. In the middle of the rally, she went from a UFO to twiddling the racket to have the black on the backhand side. Anti-spin, she slows the ball way down. She was practicing her UFOs for a brief moment there so that she doesn't have to turn the racket around in her hand. And Linda now, with the attacking rubber on her backhand side, is going to try to keep whatever elements of surprise. There's the UFO, just for a moment.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's like she's just moving her fingers around a globe on the ball. Anyway, the anti-spin, she can drop it behind the net incredibly shallow. She can send it deep. She can attack with it, but not nearly as consistently, as it's tough to generate your own spin with essentially frictionless anti-spin. So whenever Sabina hits it with that red side, the ball will slow way down. It'll knuckle.
Germany to serve. Love all.
It's not just one unusual style. It's two unusual styles that are very different from each other, and one of the biggest forehands in the game on Sabina.
Love one.
Good start on two occasions in this point to earn it by Linda after that quick shot to the wide forehand. There's the power on the parallel.
Incredible weight transfer. She gets her into the crossover section. I doubt we're going to see the anti-spin used that much in this particular match. I feel as though she's got so much time on her hands, she'll be able to get the forehand in.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, tactically, I could see why she would go with a slightly more traditional game. But I think we'll see some of the ante as we did there. Two of the first 3 points.
Yeah.
Or two of the first four anyway. But yeah, the first point, she came out with the ante. I think just to mix it up against long serves to keep Linda uncomfortable.
I think in the serve receive, we'll see it more. But as the rally goes on, maybe not so much. Let's see.
Also to drop it short from time to time, the way a player would push, just to leave an awkward ball shallow on the table. It could be very effective. But as you mentioned, when Sabina's got time, she's got the weaponry on the forehand side. Most players, when attacking against chop, will move the feet to make sure they are using the forehand, and if they can't, they'll push it with the backhand. They won't risk taking a big opening against underspin or trying to attack a chop with the backhand. Oh,
4.
So as you said, on serve receive, anything quick into the backhand. Let's see if the rally does get long, to drop it, to mix it up. Whatever the fortune was, Linda acknowledged it quickly, but from behind the table is able to tie up the score with the forehand counterattack.
Linda will be watching out for if Sabine Winter does play the ante.
Oh, top of the net after an inside-out forehand. Sabina had a lot of work to cover that middle in this rally.
So far, the attacking of Winter has forced Bergström back quite quickly. So if an anti-shot is played, Bergström might not actually be able to come in and attack. She's already quite far away.
She's adapted well. It's a very uncomfortable ball, as we saw here, the ante come out. I'm still impressed, the physicality, that replay of Sabina Winter having to get down below table height with the most of the body.
6-5.
It's such a chess game in many senses tactically when you've got two completely different surfaces, serving, trying to get something out of the opponent. The break off the net, a little more fortune here as Linda comes into the second towel break with a 2-point lead. Good one shot and done. Sabina Winter able to escape this one quickly. Linda's played quite, I'd say, aggressively on the forehand side, like many modern choppers in the men's game. Not chopping so much on the forehand. You have to wonder if that's part of the tactic, if this was part of the game plan. Keep the pressure on. Don't let her recoil, because if you give her time, her forehand's just too strong.
Maybe now Winter should try and play a couple more balls into that forehand side of Bergström.
Well, couldn't have called it more perfectly in this one. I'm curious to hear, though, can you elaborate on why you think that would be effective?
Because Bergström isn't going to be chopping so often with the forehand or belly at all. Someone who will fish or block, try and caress or counter. Winter will get a ball she's more accustomed to, a ball that she can drive as opposed to having to lift and spin.
It's funny, right after you said it, she did it and it worked. So Sabina trailing by 2 now. Some big serves to come. Wow, good patience in this rally. There were a lot of heavy chops coming back, and it's tough to put into words how much spin is on some of these shots. I'll be curious, we get that data on a lot of finishing shots. It'd be interesting to see how much rotation is on some of these chops from Linda Bergström.
It would be.
Now that was the perfect use of the ante. She dropped it just behind the net, nice and shallow. And again, it's got top spin on it, light. So she has to play it, Linda, from barely, let's say, below table height without much rotation to work with. 9 points apiece now. Now they're 1-0 in their ITTF head-to-head. But that's because they didn't count the mixed team result, where Linda won 2-1. Game point, Sabina.
Just shuffles on receive there. Watch this. Perfect shot.
That's what it feels like to be in the dugout. And she's still alive, up on their feet out of their seats for this one. Remember, Sweden's trailing 1-2 right now. And while this isn't elimination, you're collecting as many points as you can in every one of the 6 team matches that you play during stage number 2. As one of only 8 teams left, it's Sabina with her toes on the line once again, another game point.
Long serve to middle. Using the serve so aggressively with top spin to carry through further before Bergström can contact.
Outright tomahawk service point here. Well placed. At the body, curving into that forehand side of the elbow. Now the in and out game, chops sometimes come deep and sometimes a little bit more shallow, which really forces the attacker to move. Watch where this one is, much more shallow. So the ball stays low by the time Sabina has it, it's out in front. Game point Bergström. And the anti-spin leaves an awkward ball, and she seems like she's immune to it. Linda has done incredibly well dealing with the service receive return off the ante throughout game number one. Takes game number one in a narrow margin victory, 13-11, and Sweden is tied up at 2 points apiece.
Second game, Sweden to serve. Level.
So Sabina Winter now in a hot spot, not a hot pot. It was such a nasty anti-receive. Again, a lot of players learn physics, table tennis players, from the ball and the spin, but it really forces you to think with how the physics change. Oh, back edge of the table. Don't get me wrong, physics still applies. It's just the most frictionless of rubber you can have. Good start here from Sabina.
It's a fine line between being controlled and aggressive and snatching, and at certain moments in that last game, Winter was maybe trying to finish the point a little bit too soon. Maybe played a few too many shots into the backhand of Bergström.
And here, as soon as she changes up to the forehand, it's effective. The first half of the game, it felt like Linda had won so many points on forehand counterattacks that it just felt dangerous to go there, but right after you called for it, it started working. Or it did work, I should say.
Yeah.
I imagine you wouldn't have suggested it if you hadn't seen it effective before. So.
That's it. I do feel like it's more in Winter's hands right now. But Bergström serving very aggressively and reading the antes very, very well, adjusting her chop.
4-2.
And you can see the idea from Sabina when she plays with the ante in that rally. Send it to the baseline, try. Mix it up. We've seen her cause a lot of trouble beating Chun Shing Tong. And she's taken down some big names from the Chinese team.
Yeah.
And in that, one thing Sabina's done incredibly well is vary her depths on the table. Right after doing so well in Montpellier, went straight to Frankfurt. Merciless. Time and time again, the physicality that this takes, and then hitting it untouchably to the forehand.
To be able to play so many powerful spin shots against a long pips chopper is crazy. Long pips produces so much backspin against topspin.
Awkward ball still in play. Oh man.
4-5.
I was curious to see which side of the racket Sabina would hit it with, but there it's a side swipe. When you're behind the table, it's tough to do much with the ante. We've actually seen Sabina Winter chopping from back there on a rare occasion. Oh, stolen inside the
6-4.
table. Don't leave your balls out without a lock on them on the middle of the table with Sabina on the other side. She will take them all day long. but it's mine.
Yeah. Oh, well played from Bergstrom to adjust out the middle.
And a break off the net at the end to slow it down. It's so exciting to watch how many balls come back with that much power coming into Linda Bergstrom in the first place. 3 points in front, looking to tie up the match.
5-7.
Sabina Winter at the second towel break only has a cushion of 2 points. I stuck around to watch after shift the other day, Sabina Winter giving a bagel to Pritika Pavad. Her game is tough. This is impressive. And that
6-7.
serve has caused damage in so many ways. The variation on that tomahawk serve, deep, right into the crossover. And now a timeout on the German side. Sabina Winter looking to ice the comeback.
Wenn lang kommt, dann musst du nicht sagen.
Ja, guck, den spiele ich raus dann. Wie den einen bei Verlängerung.
Dann spiel einfach in die Rückhand. Versuch mal in die Rückhand schlagen. Und wenn du Banane machst, auch in die Rückhand. Auch in die Rückhand und dann kannst du anfangen mit vor. Dann machst du alle Punkte. Vor und dann ein bisschen kürzer.
Rückschlagfehler nach vorne zu kommen.
Ja, ein bisschen höher. Das lang ist immer gut. Ein bisschen höher, Schläger ein bisschen höher und dann einfach zurückspielen. Okay.
Diesen Abstand zu diesem Aufschlag, brauchst gar nicht so früh ranzugehen. Lässt dir ein bisschen Zeit, dann kommst du da gut rein, wenn es entweder dann angeht und danach weißt du, kommt ohne. Ja, wenn sie den schnell spielen, kommt ohne.
Genau.
Okay.
Försöker så mycket som det går att flytta på bollen också. Ta den nu.
Okej, så.
Bra spel.
What do you think it's going to take from Sabina Winter to get across this finish line here in game 2?
For me, I think that she should serve long. When she does serve, she'll be on receive after this, but yeah, serve long, get Bergstrom into the middle and forehand.
Wow, UFO.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I love this. This is so honest. She said, did it hit your, I thought it hit her shirt.
Yo. Kind of challenge.
She says that's
Kind of challenge.
not challengeable.
Concealer play.
Wow. You got to hand it to Sabina Winter for being as transparent. She's not sure.
8-6.
I'm trying to remember the 7 or 8 rules that can be challenged within the realm of TTR.
Yeah, there were 8 last I checked. After the World Championships, not long after, they added a serve in doubles if it was on the wrong side, didn't go cross court. Sabina was very clear. She said, I don't think it did, but I'm not 100% sure. And then she went to the bench. She said, did it, if you saw it. And in all fairness, what she said right after, she said, if it's skin, if it's my face, I can feel it. But a shirt, you know, it drapes off your body. It's not pressed up against. You can't usually feel it if it hits your shirt at all. That's really tough to know. And I think Linda felt confidently that it did. And I think Sabina was very honest and fair.
7-9.
That said, mentally, all these players, no one out here is psychotic. They all are very empathetic, and Sabina's very high on that list. She's as nice as they come, and I think she felt bad because she saw the frustration of Linda, but
9.
she's 1, playing a team event, and 2, she represented herself honestly and fairly. Said, I'm not sure.
I think it was completely fair.
Me too.
Interesting shot there from Winter.
It's not the first time we've seen her from deep on the table or even behind just sort of drop the head of the racket and play that ante with a swiping motion. So it's 2 game points at the 3rd towel break for Sabine Winter. The UFO is such an unusual shot anyway. It just looks strange. I mean, you're not used to seeing it. You don't have warm-up practice partners doing it.
11-8.
So Sabina captures game number 2, 11-8. The plot thickens here as Germany steps in front. The 3rd game will be a decider for who wins this match. Last time it was 3 games. It was Linda Bergström who took it according to the ITTF head-to-head. But it's Germany right now, up by 1. Game 3, the final game in this women's singles battle, is coming right up.
Hon så lång i mitten blir det kunna ha lite mer tid på att välja distansen. Så här är ju så att om du kan ur det här läget efter så stå kvar och spela offensivt första så är det superbra.
Ja. Man måste räkna med att hon kommer den där höga bollen. Alltså, jag räknar inte med att hon ska vara så passiv, så jag räknar inte med att det där läget ska komma. Så man måste liksom vara, jag måste vara mer aktiv när hon blir passiv.
Du har ju gjort henne passiv.
Ja, exakt.
Fortsätta med det som du har gjort hittills.
Kom igen, så, skitbra.
Third game. Germany to serve. Lavo.
Back for game 3, the final game in this 2nd match. Sabine Winter with a bit of momentum here. Linda Bergström, the chopping side for Sweden. Active play. I would say that Sabina took a few right off the bounce and Linda was already there ready no matter where it came. Look at the movement here, the athleticism. She's so fast. Bergström, 30 years old, running around like she's conditioned for anything. Good pressure into the middle from Winter.
First time in a long time we've seen Linda Bergström play a forehand close to the table off of the anti-spin, which put on light topspin. Winter was prepared that time. We've not seen Winter play many slow spins into forehand after Bergström's played the first backspin chop.
Good anti-receive. Kill shot way out wide. I don't know. I would love to know what the practice regimen was for Linda. I mean, who she played with to prepare for this, because she's playing the ante like she's got a twin sister who uses it. And a twiddle here, perhaps a UFO, but a black side spin shot from Sabine Winter. We saw how subtle that hand difference is from when she plays UFO to when she turns it to a complete backhand.
1-4.
Now 16 centimeters, the minimum required height for a service toss. It's actually not very high. It's about the height of the net, slightly less. Drilled on the parallel into the ante, and they switch sides with Linda Bergström up by 4. We're looking at the top European woman, Sabine Winter, who bageled Pritika Pavad, which is quite a statement. Linda in wonderful form here. Coming into this match, having not seen their head-to-head, this seemed like a very uphill battle.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I definitely would have gone with Winter.
Not over yet, though. It feels like a landslide lead when someone's got 5 of 6 points played. But all it takes is one to make you realize, well, she's not that far away. Sabina, just 3 down now.
We've seen her go from, you know, serve receiving to all-out power. We haven't seen so much point construction with the forehand of Winter, and I think that's been because of how strong Bergström's forehand has been in this match. Winter is wary at what she could do with the ante if Bergström attacks there, deep.
And the timeout now on the Swedish side after 3 straight points for Sabina Winter.
Så har du de här valen och gå
Ska ju loopa mot backhand. Eller alltså mot mitten här. Så hon står ju så här.
Yes. Svårare är att skapa de lägena. Så det är det som är att gå på den och du kan skapa de lägena väldigt bra hittills. Nu är det ju lite mer sugen på att spela i anti mot ditt namn.
Exakt, ja.
Kom ihåg utgångspositionen så nära som du kan.
Ja.
Du styr henne runt.
Ja.
Då och då skicka ut dem mot forehandhörnet.
Ja.
Kanske också testa någon sugkort mot forehand också. Men där som nästan är backhand blir det ganska bra startboll. Det är bättre än hon är. Så stabilt, hålla utgångspositionen nära. Kommer läge. Ja, kommer inte lägena, tålamod. Kör.
Let's go.
The whole team right there behind her. Sabina feels like more on the bench right now. Team Germany. I think a big part of that is Anton in training right now. And leveled out from 1-5 down, 4 in a row. The timeout has not stopped Sabina Winter. She's had some big comebacks. I think we forget about that. We think about the victories, the names she's taken down, how she's risen to the top from being 4th in Germany to being #1 in Europe. You used the word point construction, and I've been really impressed with Sabina Winter's variation in her ante-game.
Yes.
From the tomahawk serve coming in to go down the line and then play another one somewhere else to a different depth on the table. Swedish dugout wants none of that ball catch.
Yeah, with the ante, it's been brilliant, but with the forehand, I think she's gone one-way traffic. Haven't seen her play many forehand pushes or anything like that. She's been wanting to attack, and Bergström's been able to gauge the distance. That's better from Winter, like you say, Adam. Play more ante, emphasising the importance of that here rather than trying to play too many attacks is wise.
I heard a very funny statement that applies to US ratings. Someone said for every point you lose that you push, you're closer to a 1200 player. For every point that you lose looping, you're closer to a 2000 player. The point is, if you've got an attack as an option, push isn't usually the best, but it depends. A little fortune here, and of course a good push at this level. We've seen pushes used incredibly effectively. No timeouts left. It'll be a fight to the finish here as scoreline tightens up. Touching ground again, the second time we've seen Sabina just drop the body and get the racket up over the head to finish the stroke. She's used it wonderfully well here, varying the lengths, but playing most of these tomahawk serves deep, or at least to the wide backhand side of Linda Bergström. And breaking a streak after 3 straight points for Sabina. At least 2 anyway, rather, from 7-6. There we go. Oh, jaw-dropping play. Linda, the variety in the chops. We've seen her put the tip down before and send it bending to the forehand. And here she did the exact opposite as well, to play it into the middle, to curve it back to the body. Tension rising. And it's 9 points apiece. Wow. 3 in a row for Linda to come into the 3rd towel break. The last 2 serve combination in this match will be with Linda. Her tomahawk serves have been well handled with the ante as Sabina's played them out to her right side or Linda's backhand. Curious to see. And she changes it up with a backhand serve and deep on the receive. It's Sabina now with game and match points.
Adjusts herself, plays the perfect receive there. Sabine Winter prodding it through.
It's tied up. Wow, a pattern that she survived this time around. We could count, we'd need to take our shoes off because I don't think both hands would be enough to count how many times Sabina Winter has played that pattern and won a point. Alternating serves now. Sneaks it past on the forehand. Coming into this match, we talked about the power of Sabina's forehand, but Linda stood up to the test on so many occasions. Has really been a world-class chopper throughout. Fighting for survival with the serve, Linda. And she survives, she thrives, gets right on through with the forehand kill shot under pressure.
Patient from Bergstrom, didn't panic. The ball sat up and she took a chance.
Didn't sit up much, it was deep on the table and still a nearly flat hit kill. Looking at the short side, looking to hit that ante of Sabina. Footwork tested, Sabina back in pole position. Game and match point. Germany looking for that 4-2 lead. It's the backhand serve. She'll twiddle the racket right after. On the serve, the deception of this backhand serve. We were throwing praise to the tomahawk of Linda Bergstrom, but she's got so much variety in her service game.
Cut under the ball, then just came up slightly after the point of contact to lure Winter into a false sense of security. More backspin on it than what Winter may have thought, couldn't lift it.
Decepticon. And a deep push sets up game and match point for Linda Bergstrom. First one that I can recall. She's been on the chase the whole time. She's saved, what, 3 of them? 10, 11, and 12. First game and match point. Oh, wow. Shortens it way up with the ante. Sabina. Again, margins. We've seen similar patterns. One deep, and that one bounces about a foot closer to the net. Yep. Tricky day at work. Now this one we haven't seen.
14-13.
It's been a long time, at least I can't recall, since the ball was pushed deep to the ante and it came back wide to Linda Bergstrom's second game and match point for Bergstrom. So game number 1 was 13-11. Game number 1 in the first match was 20-18. It's 14 all now. We're going to get at least 16 by the end of this game. Must win by 2. They continue to alternate serves with no timeouts left. Forehand so good, and a UFO could not come around that.
Winter's tried to play her tactics so differently. Playing way more anti-spin balls than what she was before. Was going for the UFO there, but played it into the middle, Bergstrom.
She's been good on the attack. She secures her 3rd game and match point, Bergstrom. Forehand, not over yet. Oh, and that takes care of business. Drives Sabina away from the table. And again, this was an uphill battle from the start, but up for a challenge. If you can define yourself, if you can identify as a person who loves a good challenge, you will grow. And here today, Linda Bergstrom came in strong, but she has grown. What a finish to this match. She just took down the greatest European in the women's game right now by world ranking, someone who's had an incredible 2025. This was a clutch win, and it ties up the score. Sweden back in it, 3-3 with Germany. Linda Bergstrom, hats off, 16-14. Every game she won took a few extra points, but that didn't stop her. Only 1 point between them in the end. And right now, China was already done with their match. This one, this team match, feels like it's only getting started.
That's an awesome win there from Linda Bergstrom. She beat Winter last time here at this event. and she's beaten her here this year after Winter changed to the anti-spin. That's a really fascinating result. And next we go to Anton Schellberg and Dang Cho, 2 league teammates.
Choose color. Red, black. Black. Receive. So your service, decide.
So Anton Schellberg wins the coin toss, chooses to receive. Borussia Dusseldorf in the house. We've got a Swede who's done some wonders for Team Sweden, from the Olympic Games in Paris to all over the world, beating Wang Chuqin 3-0, beating Tomokazu at the Olympics in the teams event. Dang Cho in wonderful form recently. London star contender, champion. And then after that would come to, well, Montpellier.
Frankfurt.
He skipped Montpellier and came to Frankfurt.
Yeah, he played both, but he got to the final of the Champions Frankfurt. Was beaten by Sora Matsushima in the final.
Right. There was Kunuk-ja, but I feel like that was Yokohama, maybe? Where? So many good matches this year.
There has been.
Yeah, Dang Cho, one of the best pen holders in the world. The other two are here, actually. Félix Lebrun, Wang Chunting, who's actually in the middle of a team matchup right now. But the Germans do not have as easy of a road as they might have hoped for. Linda Bergström pulling off a big win over Sabine Winter, 2-1. Now, technically in their head-to-head, I think that makes Linda Bergström 2-1 against Sabine Winter. Best of threes, okay. After a big win, I remember right after Alexis Lebrun beat Fan Zhendong, Nat Molan said, yeah, but come Olympics, a best of 7, it's a different match. Same can be said for a 3-game battle. Now the format, if you're new to the mixed team event, is 2 teams combine their men's and women's teams, and they play up to 5 matches. Each match consists of up to 3 games. 3 games completely until one team has 8 points on their scoreboard. Right now, it's leveled at 3 apiece, and it's Dang Cho to start with the serves.
Third match, first game, Germany to serve, love all. Love
gets it out of the system here, a gift to his teammate to start it off. We've seen better starts. What a bad recovery, and it doesn't come back. Missed by much there in the end. We could have very easily imagined that ball landing at baseline. Chop block. RPB chop block. Wow. That one looked like it climbed the net and climbed down the back of it.
Yeah, stuck to it. Incredible. You can still appreciate the quality on a receive like that, despite the look. Took it so early. Perfect.
Good freehand catch there, but it's Anton right at the baseline to put the pressure on.
Second time he's played a fade on the third ball into the middle of the table. Fanning across the back to disguise an outside spin.
Two, three. Three all.
Tough to say what a match like this could come down to with them both being so familiar with each other. No one apart from Timo Boll. Has a hard represented Düsseldorf longer than Anton Schellberg. Timo Boll retiring this season. Dima not here, of course, as well, the former world #1.
I think the German men's squad is at just such an interesting point right now, with Benedikt Duda having broken into the top 10, Patrick Franziska having done the same recently. We've got 3 players that have been inside the top 10.
4-all.
One of whom right now, Dong Cho, currently world #9. I mean, this is a strong squad.
Yeah.
It's a good sign that for a while it was Timo and Dima, and it felt like a big gap. But this is how table tennis works. This is how life works. I mean, when you look back to Sweden, Matthias, Christian, they were the leaders of their generation. Christian in wonderful form right now, but Anton and Truls would end up carrying the team at this point in time.
4-6.
Again, really a big revival, I would say, from Christian Carlsen. World rankings, you can see a lot of players right now that have been inside the top 10 that are not even in the top 100, and it's just a question of a handful of years. There is a rivalry in the stadium, by the way. I won't turn attention from here too much because I think this is the most interesting matchup. But I will say that most Chinese fans reasonably consider Team Japan the greatest threat to Team China.
Let 4-7.
So a 3-point lead here from Dong Cho. I'm going to look up their head-to-head. I don't know if you already have.
Haven't, but we'll definitely take a look at that.
7-5.
Wouldn't be surprised if Dang Cho is just ahead on it, though. If my memory serves me well.
7-5.
I don't think they've ever played at an event like a Mixed Team World Cup, World Championships or World Cup, though.
8-5.
Maybe they played each other once or twice at contender level. We'll see.
It is amazing how so many players that have been, let's say, inside the top 15 in the world have never faced in WTT before.
Yeah.
6-8.
2 points, not a lot separating these two as Anton on the chase has the serves. Oh, what an angle here. The soft hands, and it's Anton to open with the fire, and it's Dong Cho with the quick reaction on top of the table.
Schellberg comes in and then is punished for something that he didn't even do wrong. Where is the justice in that, Dong Cho?
Such a delicate grip, and now a 3-point lead. Short side of the table, behind the back, not needed.
It's a very, very difficult shot to go for with such power down the line. Maybe a little bit over-optimistic there, Dang Cho. Just a touch too wild.
Good quality spin here, not a kill shot, but a secure shot. Bit of an arc on it. Just something to change it up and keep pressure on.
Eight, 10.
So 2 game points here for Dong Cho. Now you gave a cautious response. I will say that in their head-to-head, Anton has won 2 encounters against Dong Cho.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to tell you. No, Dong Cho's won the other 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
2 game points for Dong Cho here. Wow, what a save. Dong Cho with a break off the net, and it comes down deep. Anton keeps his cool under pressure to save 1 game point.
Stunning power from Schellberg. I think the transition between his backhand and forehand is the area that Dang has been trying to target.
Second game point, Dong Cho.
Yes.
Long push does it right to the baseline here. You like that?
That's a great receive, isn't it? Schellberg didn't even know what to do because it was such a quick push. You see, he stepped in and was caught out by the length there, Anton.
Yep. Knowing what the opponent is likely to expect, if you can figure that out, you can give them something that's surprising. So 11-9, Dong Cho has won their last 3 encounters, has won 5 of their last 6, and he's taken this first game. Germany leads 4-3 over Sweden.
Bevæge rundt til diesen langen, die hier reinkommen. Also, zack, zack, zack.
Nochmal mit dem Muster, vielleicht mal.
Auf die Pfoten steht da.
Nu 9-11, lite bättre då. Kör vi.
Second game, Sweden to serve. Love all.
Back for game number 2, Anton Schellberg close in game number 1, but no cigar. Good angle.
Love 1.
Anton goes wide out to the forehand, and Dong Cho has such wonderful court awareness that he plays it right back on the short side for the win. Takes a lot here, the activity. I feel like that side angle shot really gave us a sense of how quickly the ball was coming back and how active Anton's play was.
Uncontainable. Both these players hit rockets.
Did you say Anton-tainable?
No, but you can use that for future.
2-1.
If I make sense of it, I eventually will. Dong Cho here leading 2-1. Takes this game. Extends the lead, takes the match. His recovery, I don't think of Dong Cho as a behind-the-table player. I think of him as a guy who's really fast near the table. But even when he's behind, he seems to take away so much time from the opponent by playing out in front with short strokes. Fooled behind the back. You saw one earlier. Was it Ivor Ban?
Ivor Ban in the mixed doubles with Arapovic.
Well, a wrap around here, but it doesn't come back. The first towel break. This is a scoreline that we saw in the last game of the women's singles that would quickly become incredibly nail-biting and suspenseful.
5-1.
Good deep push of his own here, Anton. In terms of the surprise factor, I feel like if you can get it close to the elbow, you also shut down racket speed.
Absolutely, you need the elbow as the anchor, as the leverage point of your shot.
5.
Especially on the backhand. With the forehand too, especially if you're trying to abbreviate the stroke, take it early in front of you.
Big point to save the timeout, in my opinion. Dong Cho shuts down a bit of a comeback after 2 straight points from Anton. Not an easy place to play the ball, but he does almost everything right with the body there to set himself up for a good chance. Nice counter out in front.
6-4.
Schellberg on the balls of his feet there, playing active even in the response game.
It's interesting, the serves that he's playing here into the Dong Cho backhand side. A little bit slower, half long. Dong Cho is so good at the backhand counter over the table, but you don't think of him always as opening strong or driving with the backhand against a push. It's nicer there, beautiful contact.
So it was starting to feel like a comeback that could have quickly gone the way of Anton. Dong Cho has taken control, grabbed the reins here, and at the second towel break is up by 4.
4-8.
Dong Cho's a very physically fit guy. Broad shoulders, strong everywhere. But the thing that impresses me most is some of these shots where it looks like they're just so effortless and delicate, where he just sort of reaches across and still gives a little snap of the wrist and is able to generate so much speed on the counter. This was not one of those. A back tuck with a bit of net. This was him initiating, getting a little bit of fortune and extending his lead back to 4. Perfect shot into the left armpit.
9-6.
Classic tactic. Armpit shot. But a good setup nonetheless to leave him just under the table, having to get around that corner and trying to make a shot where the corner of the table can be quite a deterrent. But not twice.
6-10.
Tries to hug the ball and send it wide. 2 game and match points for Dong Cho to take a 2-0 lead in this 3-game battle. Wasn't guaranteed that from the start of this team matchup. Oh, killer shot.
7-10.
Anton used to have the serve where he would pull back like a rainbow. Coach told him, hey, invent your own serve. So he did, and then he sort of abandoned it. This was the closest I've seen in some time. The forehand flick as well. It's the start of the delivery. It's just a different way that he pulls back.
Tom Jarvis does it to an extent now. The English national champion. Yeah, those ones there, like the shovel action. Just without that wind back whirlwind form motion.
And a timeout now on Dong Cho's side.
Germany.
After 2 game points saved. He's got the serves. Good opportunity for an important conversation.
Qualitätsball da rein, wenn du kurz zurückspielst, da hast du alles in der Hand.
Ich kann da nicht mit Fest spielen, diese Kamera ist halt so. Ja, ist gut, ist gut. Wenn er so seitlich ausgeht.
Ja, aber den
das muss parallel ziehen, das muss parallel ziehen.
Den habe ich einmal sehr gut.
Ja, aber trotzdem.
Sag mal, aber wenn er dich lang anschaut, bist du da. Wenn er kurz spielt, ist alles gut. Wenn er ein bisschen höher ist, flipp ihn parallel.
Toto. Vorn warten oder bitte? Bitte? Am Aufschlag der Rückhand, dann darf er nicht vorn.
Nee, mit Rückhand. Ja, genau. Weil wenn er den langen Rückhand schupft, dann ist es besser, wenn er die Qualität spielt. Genau. Aber wenn er kurz spielt, ja, wenn er ein bisschen höher ist, parallel, wenn er kurz ist, dann steht kurz oder du hackst ihn einfach nicht.
Jetzt haben wir mit Rücken was bisschen rauf.
Zoltan Batorfi, as a male professional, formerly himself, knows the men's game, but has spent a lot of time focusing on the women's game, and his head has very much been in that space. That said, he's also coached in leagues around the world, India, for example, so he knows what it's like. But Jörg Roskopf has been a clutch coach for the men of Germany for quite some time. Looking for parallels here. It's one of his signatures. But the parallel taken from Anton, at least close, as he plays the short line and saves a 3rd game point. The push game, the pen-hold grip is good inside the table. Good for flicks as well. Anton doing a wonderful job to earn himself the opportunity here. Second serve, 4th game point. And he takes care of business. Heavier underspin, short to the forehand. Dong Cho takes the game, the match, and a 2-0 lead in this in particular match. But Germany up 5-3 now, looking for a 6-3 lead. Anton doing whatever he can for Sweden. He's their leading man in this lineup. We'll see more in the doubles to come, and we will get doubles matches, at least one to follow. Dong Cho leads 2-0, game 3 coming right up.
Aber es sollte immer die Variation geben, auch ab und zu mal langfallen, dass nicht zu nah steht.
Lite mer på den och god i jag vågar tänka på den i princip hela bordet nu härifrån. Nu är det lite osäkert i nu spelar ni något som är bas och nästa gång. Kör vi någonting. Mycket sätt nu, byter upp. Kör vi nu. Usch! Kom igen!
Third game, Germany to serve. Love all.
Back for game number 3, Dong Cho in control ever so narrowly in terms of every game he's played in this match. Almost recovers this one. A tough break there off the net for him, but a much needed one for Anton to start the game. Anything you'd like to see from Anton's side that you think might warrant winning this game?
Ooh, brilliant block there from Dong Cho, bit of fortune. But I think that if Anton can maybe adjust his service position slightly to serve from the middle or forehand of the table with the shovel serve, he'll have extra time for the third ball, make it tougher for Dong Cho to create an angle. But I don't know. He doesn't normally do that.
We'll see what is required. Sometimes just sticking with the plan and focusing a bit, adding a bit more spin here and there. And in some cases taking some off, especially on serve, but you never know. I think Jung Yi-jing was incredible in the mixed doubles in terms of playing soft shots, breaking rhythm, or slowing down the pace of play. Easier said than done against Dong Cho, though. A little bit slower here. More side spin on it as he gets a Chiquita in, a banana flick. Right back down the line. This is the parallel on top of the table. It's a pattern we've seen already a few times in this game. A pattern setting up on the other side that Anton is going to have to change his plans.
3-all.
And this time he invests in a second backhand in a row to keep himself centered and not leave himself exposed on the wide forehand.
Topspin on the serve. Dong Cho just about able to trap some of the topspin on there. Felt like a ball where Anton Schellberg, by his standards, should put away. Bit of a let off for Dong Cho.
Soft hands and a side swiping attempt there. They will switch sides of the table as this is the final game in this match. I love that when players get airborne and hit a little bit of side spin under the ball on their flick. It's a very delicate shot. So just a reminder of who's who and where they're standing now.
6-4.
Can hear Sweden firmly behind Anton, looking to pass the baton. To keep some momentum and hopes alive. I don't know what on earth just happened. Something to go back and watch later. The end of the Tomokazu Lam Su-hang match.
7-4.
I know what's happening. They're literally booing Tomokazu.
They're booing him and he's riling them up.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. You'll have a chance to see that later on, most likely, if Japan comes out as one of the top 4 teams.
5-7.
But for now, with Germany and Sweden, it is a serious fight. I don't think in over a decade of calling the sport,
5-7.
I've ever witnessed someone who was such a rival that they got booed in China.
6-7.
It was Sweden, it was Truls who said, you know, stepping up against Alexi as we have a timeout now on the Swedish side. I know I'm going to be the villain here.
Sweden.
That's a role I have to take. And what a flattering statement for Tomokazu as one of the great threats to Team China. Well, right now, Anton Schellberg, 7-6, feels like he must capture this because the difference of being down 4-5 and 3-6 with 2 doubles matches to come, it's a big difference.
Was bei Dame wenn irgendwas Richtung Mitte geht, dann kommt er direkt wieder Banane. Die spielt er auch für die Banane. Dann muss man das nicht machen. Okay?
So just confirming what's already online. And you might have already seen the men's doubles will follow this match. That'll be Benedict Dudon, Dong Chio, Anton Schellberg, and Christian Carlsen. Should be interesting.
So these two will meet again.
Oh, free hand. Right out of the timeout. A sweet shot and a sweet spot from Dong Chio. 3 in a row for Dong Chio. Remember, Dong Chio has won their last 3 encounters, 5 of their last 6 encounters, and has already won this encounter, but is looking for a bagel here. Bit of extra spin. Anton very physically fit. Again, standing next to Christian Carlsen, who's got a stocky frame. He's a big guy. It's easy not to notice, but Anton is tall, he's fast, and he's strong. Getting extra racket speed on that to generate the spin.
7-9.
For the most part in this game, Anton Schellberg has touched until he's been given an opportunity to attack, but there goes against the grain. Guide flick out. Well played out of the timeout.
I like the idea, but you can feel how uncomfortable Dong Chio makes it. If you were to just scribble with a colored marker all over Dong Chio's side of the table, places you could have received that ball, there were very few that felt like they would have put pressure on Dong Chio. That's why Anton went for the long backhand. And the parallel.
9-0.
We've seen just come and go. Tug of war in this. What was the biggest lead you remember for Anton in this game?
He was like, what, 4 or 5 points up?
9-0.
Feels something like that. 9-9 now. The last 2 serve combination in the match is Anton's. Quick counter pays off.
10.
This is Dong Chio's game. Those short stroke shots where the racket is already high. Keep your eyes on the height of Anton's racket. Barely drops it at all there. Keeps it nice and neutral and then just guides forward to earn himself game point. What a flick it is. Dong Chio sends it to deuce in game 3.
Comes in, what am I going to do? There you are. That is so clever, crafty.
Very smooth and effortless appearing too. It's very casual, I guess, if we were looking for the alliteration theme. There we go, alternating serves.
Fanning backhand.
And he was back in position. Dong Chio worked his way all the way back with a few big backhands behind the table.
Unbelievable feeling. These RPBs were just heavenly. Comes back in, but Schellberg wasn't intimidated.
Wow, slightly more passive on that one, Dong Chio. Says, after everything, the confidence that got me back into the table, the irony, game point. Anton. Oh, the feeling.
11
there was so much side spin on this ball. And Dong Chio just guides it up, knows exactly what to do, and a little bit of fortune as it clips the edge.
Fanning backhand with the net, and he just puts the racket on there. Stays so loose with the grip, lets the spin do its thing. Oh, man.
The spin did its thing, the edge did its thing, Anton did his thing, and it's 11-all. And another game point
12-11
for Kjellberg. Felipe Beria. There was a moment where it just felt like she wanted to give positive energy in any way she could, in addition to clapping. Turned quickly, and even the reach was not enough to get behind this and play it back. Dong Cho clever, a little bit of anticipation for patterns. That Chiquita, to go parallel with that Chiquita, not easy.
And it allows him, that shot selection, that decision to play the Chiquita,
12-all,
to bide a little bit of time to see what Anton's going to do there. So clever.
It's too good.
12-13.
Down the line once again. When I think Dong Cho, this shot right here, it's just the shot that comes to mind. On top of the table, fast down the line, RPB, and now he's got bagel point for a 3-0 victory. Not so fast. Anton's still here. The fight continues between the teammates.
Every single game's been neck and neck.
The narrowest margins, 2 points, 11-9, 11-9, and here we are at 13-all. And the grunt's the most vocal I've heard
13.
Anton Kjellberg in a rally. Sometimes you start the rhythm and you just keep up the pattern, but here it's a parallel backhand to set up another game point.
As soon as Dancho was getting caught in the middle, tried to slow down the pace, and Anton took full advantage.
Serve to do it one more time. Serves nerves. Unbelievable points.
14-all.
Did we just get a chop and a rip from the backhand?
No way.
Zoltan Batorfi's blushing. Patrick Franziska's blushing. The only person right now who doesn't look surprised is Dong Cho. Full extension.
That must be the best backhand we've seen all event, surely. Against Anton's most powerful smash.
Wow. When it looked like he might have been down and out, he saves game point. And another
15-14.
one. We've had quite some points today between, what was it, Futsar and Lin Shadong. But this one you had a chance to witness live while it happened. And now it's game point once again for Anton.
No.
Feeling sky lobs, and it comes down deep.
15,
the creativity that we've seen, the variety. I had no idea. We were all waiting for this match, but I don't think anyone had any idea that we would get the quality of point that we've seen in the last handful of points.
All.
Yeah, I expected everything to be short, sharp, over the table. We've seen players back in no man's land play full throttle. So much variety.
Anytime someone hits a shot that looks like a clear winner, it somehow comes back and with style. And now
15,
bagel point
16.
once again, Dong Cho. Fine balance here, and a bit of frustration. That's almost the most frustration you'll see out of Anton. Dong Cho in a good position here that he hasn't been in a few points. And just enough quality on it to shut down what has often been a down-the-line parallel backhand from Dong Cho.
Is that a seatbelt shot there?
Sure was. Not easy. I feel like the placement from Dong Cho that deep to the backhand, it looked like a ball that might have come off the side of the table. But a bit of length on him, some wingspan. Anton gets a wide step to cover.
16-17.
Bagel point once again for Dong Cho. And there it is. Dong Cho takes it 18-16 in the third. That was quite a fight, and the spectacle could not have asked for more. So Germany breaks ahead to a 3-point lead. This was really something. We got highlights galore in just 3 games, and Dong Cho doesn't drop a single one by a narrow margin, 11-9, 11-9. And you saw the last one. Score will come up shortly. There it is, 18-16. My goodness, an hour and 48 minutes since this team match started. And it isn't necessarily far from over. It's going to be up to the men of Sweden battling against a very strong pair from Germany. 40 points to 34. Again, it is stage 2. Day number 4, the first day of stage 2. Round robins. You can catch all the stats you need, the results on ITTF.com. But right now, Germany 2 points away from closing out a big victory over Sweden. Benedikt Duda and Dong Cho versus Anton Kjellberg and Christian Carlsen. And we'll see if we get to the women's doubles, which would be the deciding should it come down to it. Stay right here, men's doubles coming up. Brother and sister that know each other well, and a brother who does not feel like conversing right now or being on camera. That's a rare sight. Man. Tough battle against a teammate there. Many opportunities. It's frustrating when you've had a lot of chances and not able to convert. Anton playing some of the best table tennis in the world right now, but Dong Cho has been in incredible form. A final in Frankfurt on home soil, a title in London at the star contender. World champions converse right now about what it'll take. Interestingly enough, the man with the towel over his head, Anton Kjellberg, is the player who will be playing the next battle. Okay. Headspace. It's tough after a tough loss to come right back out and play again. I wonder what's going on. All the players have their jackets on right now. There must be more than meets the eye. We have seen from time to time a little bit of extra time between matches. Are they switching order? The women are getting it. Interesting. Sabina changing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the team that, okay, this is interesting. There was a little clause in the rules about being able to call the team that's trailing, but I think once they've revealed the lineup, that's that. So jacket back on for Sabina, Benedikt Duda ready for some action. And Anton back and ready as well.
samma energi som igår. Det var skitbra energi igår. Ibland så fick man ju bra med på. Ja, exakt.
So here it is, the match to come. Benedikt Duda, world rank number 12 at 31 years old, joining the world rank number 9, Dang Cho, to battle against Anton and Christian.
Red for you. Red. Receive. Which side? Which side? Which side? This side. Cho, serve.
So Dang Cho will serve, Anton will receive. Interesting with all the emotions after last match that the first 2 shots will come from the players who just played, that Anton was the one to call, that I will be the one to receive. It's interesting, although fair enough, he did get a lot of practice receiving Dang Cho in the last game. So Fraser Riley back with me. What are your thoughts coming into this match?
I'm looking forward to it. First and foremost, we've got 3 shake-handed attackers, and we're getting to see Benedikt Duda here now at the table. It was absolutely awesome against Team France, picking up a win against Felix Lebrun and in the mixed doubles alongside Dang Cho, where they beat the Lebrun brothers. So I feel as though the Germans play with each other more often than these 2 particular Swedes do. We've seen a little bit more mixing and matching with respect to the Swedish men. Dang Cho and Benedikt Duda are best friends off the table, and they've been playing together since, what, 2016, 2017 as a regular partnership. So I think that experience-wise together, the Germans are a slightly stronger partnership. But let's see, the Swedes are trailing, they need this. Could that fuel them?
Yeah, if the Swedes don't win this match, the team match is over. They need at least 2 games to send this on to the women's doubles. And in I'd say an event where partnership and chemistry is so important, players who really know how to encourage each other, share space, take responsibility for their actions.
Germany to serve. Lavo.
Man, it's been a long time we've been seeing these 2 Germans together. Dang Cho to start it off. 3 games to play if the Germans don't win the first 2.
It was these 2 Germans who featured in the point where Fan Zhendong got out of the way for Xu Xin's chop.
Man.
Flashback for you.
1-0.
I was just checking the WTT website after the Stefan Mengel conversations. It's currently playing right now. WTT feeder, doing well. At least last I checked. Top Germans, though, are here right now. 3 players who've been in the top 10 in the world recently. So a good start here from the best friends, the pair. Ooh. This is an example where the side spin really takes that ball off the net, just throws it. Imagine had it been a pendulum serve where it might have gone after clipping the net like that.
Way wide. It's rare to see a reverse pendulum serve in doubles. The impressive thing about Benedikt Duda's as well is that it's not even sort of a short toss, it's a medium toss. Very difficult serve to execute.
That's tough. Knocked the racket out of his hand. A rare occasion here. I mean, with the speed of the Germans, maybe we'll have a chance to see that on towel break. Seen a lot of interesting replays so far from earlier today from the TTR with Tomislav. Short side open, not an easy shot though with the quality of Duda's opening forehand spin. When's the last time you saw two players run into each other to the point that they stopped completely?
Funnily enough, I know it doesn't happen often, I'm not trying to say this to be clever, but I saw it earlier on today.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
What on earth?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, here on table one.
I've been with you.
It's all been a blur. Man.
Wow, suspense. We're watching the same matches every day today. And I've been here the whole time. You had to walk downstairs for an interview. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you're finding that, 2 points between them. The Swedes, tomahawk chop block. Wow, the Germans overcome it. Christian loaded that ball with spin. And in the spirit of the chop blocks, Anton playing another one right off the bounce. Short side, and who's there? Dong Chio, quick off the bounce. China versus Croatia was the match we had together. They only played 3 matches. Third one ended in 2.
Maybe it was yesterday then.
Maybe it was 2018.
8-5.
Jongwoo Jin, Im Jong-hoon, Korea Open. Anyway, that's the first one that came to mind for me. The Germans up by 3 here in a game that would put them 1 game away from closing the door in this team matchup. Remember, round robin right now. What happened?
8-5.
Jörg Roskopf called to duty for some way off the bench.
6-8.
Nice side swiping push there, but see that one there from Dang Cho. Sabo looking locked and loaded. Similar kind of patterns to what we were just seeing in their singles match.
Net. Notice your service angle. Warn.
Well received.
8-6.
In terms of the note, make sure that your serve is near vertical. Good side spin, the bend with the backhand from Christian Carlsen. Oh, after a run.
9-7.
Would have been 3 in a row for the Swedes. Not if he had made the serve, if they had won the point, but he had 2 in the first game. 2 in the first match, either way, in the same game. Game number 1, Christian Carlsen and Stina played 38 points, and they won it. Soft hands from the Swedes. Back to within 1, and what feels like a must-win. There's no guarantee to get a 5th match. A win over Germany would be massive.
Flash.
Especially without Charles Morgard as well, that'd be a big statement.
I was just thinking, the women of Germany, the World Championships without a few of their top players, took a silver.
Yeah.
9-0.
That was big, just like the backhand we saw here. Check this out, K2, spanked. Last 2 serve combination sits with the Swedes in game number 1. Good drive by the dude to keep His opponent, Christian Carlsen, just a step behind the table with more pressure on the counter. It's game point for the best buds from Germany. Well, now this one carried quite wide. The touch of Christian Carlsen more than meets the eye. Okay, he was darting it, trying to go wide to the backhand. It just carried long. At this level of play, it's rare to see a shot that appears to miss by that much in a touch game. Christian Carlsen sets up game point, saves one in what feels like a must-win. Remember, Sweden, without Truls here, has a lot of work to do still. But have a chance. This is a big game point. Second bounce on the table, and it is outright KO the game on serve for a player who's already missed 3 serves in doubles. And he's also won a lot outright. That is perfectly on the short side of half long. Just long enough to make Dong Cho think he could wait for it, and just short enough to prove him wrong. 12-10, Christian Carlsen and Anton with a huge win in game 1, and they tighten up the scoreboard. It is now 6-4 for Germany, but Sweden with some momentum here.
Am Ende warst du zu früh am Ball und wollte dann noch sehr aggressiv spielen. Alles gut, ja. Besser bewegt zu spielen. Ja, dass er besser diese Ball
Gleich wenn Christian Weich anfange, der macht nur so. Der sticht nur und ist beide mehr. Der Weicher bei Christian ist ganz super, wenn er selber beschleunigen. Ja. Aber alles, was schnell geht, vorne. Also ich denke, ist alles vorne. Ja.
Kann er halten. Weiter bewegen, immer weiter bewegen. Ja? Ja? Okay, come on.
Who will serve? I don't. The second game, Sweden to serve. Love all.
Back for game number 2, Swedes starting it off. Fair play, good call. Nice and easy. You don't stop playing until the umpire raises the hand, calls the let. Parallel and a quick move to get out of the way.
Carlsen so far the MVP. This guy's so solid. Does the fundamentals so well. Gauges the percentages. Amazing awareness off the half long. Again, lunges in, opens up the bat slightly.
Living up to your praise right after it. Steps around the corner, full stroke forehand to put it away.
The brutality, there's a violence to Christian Carlsen's game.
Did you just call him a Viking?
No, brutality. But he is a Viking.
1, 2.
I did borrow a hat from him in Paris last summer.
Good times.
Indeed. Right now for the German pair after that point, looking to get what they can here. They can still finish this team match without going to the women's doubles. Oh, that's tough. It's always tough when you've got your opponents way back out of position. You've created an opening.
Flick was scrumptious. Somehow Duda was able to just caress it back into the corner. Pulled the handbrake.
You could feel a sense of caution to not get caught moving too far over to the forehand, not to obstruct the view or get in the space of Christian here. It's tricky. You're taking care of a lot of responsibility in doubles, a lot to think about, alternating shots. And this time, sure to capture it. Good serve to get the ball popped up a little bit emptier, so the receive a little bit higher, and Anton with a big put away. Remember, both sides will signal their intentions to each other to be on the same page. Goes for broke and pays off. Christian Carlsen gets low on this one and loads this ball. Love it. From a step behind, so active, the footwork. Good use of side spin from Christian early in the rally, but Dong Zhou with the big shot from behind the table. It feels like yesterday already, Dong Zhou, some of the shots we saw versus Anton. There's just so much tension right now for the context of this match.
That is one you've got to watch back.
Ooh, fault.
Why not?
He challenged TTR.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, let's see. Now remember, the visual that we get in the 2D does not represent necessarily the angle of the camera for the call. There are 14 camera angles. How else? Let's see, will they get a graphic? Oh, that's way more. Okay. Not as much as before, but again, that just goes to show you. We saw 39 earlier today, and it was a much more acute angle on screen. Remember that?
Yeah, man.
39 looked way smaller than that arch.
True.
So good eye there from our umpire, Xie Ying.
One challenge remaining then for the Swedes.
One unsuccessful one anyway. As long as they're right, they can keep challenging as much as they want. You don't want to be in a position to challenge, but it's nice to be in a position to have the option if you need it. Wonderful touch here. From a backhand attack to a forehand attack to a, oops, I need to push it.
Carlsen understands what it feels like to be on the bad end of the back edge of the table.
Yeah, one of two players who've been in the hall in the last hour, him, Tomokazu Harimoto, both shed some skin and blood on that corner of the table.
Carlsen in the semi-final of the European Championships, which Dong Zhou won in 2022.
Open table, and he's able to close the door. Christian, tight game here, and there is a chance that the Swedes in this could win this. Still down, but not by much, just 2 points. Now this is a tough one. We saw the caution earlier from Anton to make sure he stayed out of the way, but he immediately becomes a target, as anybody does in doubles, but they pulled him over to play a backhand from the middle of the table. It's a very clever play on the German side, and it sets him up with a 3-point lead. Oh, the idea was so clever. That takes some guts right there. As powerful as Christian Carlsen is, Benedikt Duda, quick to come back in. Wasn't that far behind the table. The bird's eye view was the perfect replay for us to appreciate that. 4-point lead for the Germans. Nice placement and spin. The Swedes back within 3. How important must this game feel right now to the Swedes considering the scoreline?
I know. Every single game will be a must win if they don't win this.
7-9.
Casually flicking, but the fast feet on the other side, and it's a timeout on the German side. The best buds from the Bundesliga go to the bench, but it is not over yet. The comeback is real from the Swedes. They need an injection of some confidence and ideas here from Rossi. And Zoltan Batorfi as well.
Wir warten halt immer, dass sie den zweiten lang spielen. Den gut mit Qualität gut spielen können, ist immer gut. Die sind sehr, sehr weit hinten. Wir warten immer auf diesen ersten und auf den zweiten, aber nicht oft auf diesen anderen. Aber dafür müsst ihr nah sein. Ja? Dafür dürft ihr nicht zu weit zurück sein. Ja? Okay? Danke. Alles gut.
Alles gut.
Gut durchatmen. Gut durchatmen. Ja. Alles gut.
I alla fall bra att hålla kontroll bra i år. Och de i alla fall spelar som sista så att de får spela ut för oss så får vi agera på det. Sen så vi är klart bättre. Det är jäkligt handspel.
Bra, hitta halvlång på Dagner ibland.
Nu gubbar.
Kör vi nu. Kom igen, kom igen.
Fraser, what are you thinking?
It's tough here. I feel as though you've got to be really careful around the net area with Dang Cho and Benedikt Duda. I feel as though, you know, Schalberg and Christian Karlsson really want to try and drive count and get in their big attacks. Wouldn't be surprised to see something which potentially invites that here with the services.
Well, let's see. Momentum with the Swedes. Signal sent. Service, Anton. And the man who played a short shot in a crucial moment before that didn't work out, that didn't cross the net, has many times over touched the ball so delicately in a way that's tough to read where it's going to go. Think about his drops. He's played him with side spin to the wide, what would be forehand of Benedikt Duda. He's dropped him behind the net on the forehand of what would be Dang Cho. But this escape gets 2 game points. The Germans have 2 opportunities to extend their lead to 7-4 over Team Sweden. And they've got the last 2 serve combination in this game. Dang Cho on the serve. Oh, the edge of the table, the dude. Benedikt Duda raises the finger to acknowledge the fortune. That said, the timeout has been cashed in, and they are 1 game away from closing out this team matchup. Round robin stages still, but only the top 4 will move on to stage number 3. This is the first day of stage 2. Tomorrow will be the second. And the final day of stage 2 is day number 6. There it is, score on screen. The final game, and this match could be the final game of the team match. Stay right here to see if Sweden keeps hopes alive or if Germany closes the door.
Det måste verkligen gå för de är tajt och säger det lite.
Det är bra, det är bra. Vi har det ganska på den i halvbacken. Vi får den upp till i veckan så kan du spela ut en diagonal.
Ja, kör vi nu.
Kör vi nu, kom igen.
Kom igen.
Well, serve. Third game. Germany to serve. Level.
Little support here for Dang Cho from the crowd, the locals. His father born in China.
Love 1.
Chodang Jiao, they say. It's his name in Mandarin. Strong legs here, strong all around Dang Cho. Okay, Swedes for the rest of this team match must win every game. The only way they can win is 8-7, which would mean winning here and a 3-0 from the women in doubles. I'm looking back at the lineup to see who's playing in the doubles. Sabina Winter and Nina Mittelham versus the chopper Linda Bergström and Stina Schellberg, who's had quite a starring appearance on the table in mixed doubles. Driven down the middle, there's a lot of drive right now and definitely a lot of motivation to fuel the vehicles out here. Perfect touch to get Dang Cho on the hesitation.
The fact that Linda Bergström was able to beat Sabina Winter, for me, really opened up this match. And it makes it seem more likely than what it would otherwise, I feel. But still, the Germans in pole position.
Oh, Anton with an amazing recovery and a bit of fortune here for the German pair to level up at 3 apiece. That one was a very uncomfortable ball. Most of the German team monitoring their sleep, keeping track of their exercise, heart rates, their wearables. A good step round here from the dude, Benedikt Duda, turning to get that big forehand into play.
Timeout.
So timeout on the Swedish side. After the timeout was called on the German side at 9-7 in last game, eventually cashed in.
Spelar ju jäkla mycket ner mot i backen här nu när vi spelar bollen. Okej, var förberedd, våga trixa lite. Var en dag du blir hinner spela tungt. Spela trixa då. Även fast vi lockar ut sista spelaren igen. Man bara våga hålla en kort gång efter gång efter gång. Fördel att få som första attacken mot dem. Kan vi spela kort bara bakom vänta tills det känns bra. Det är osäkert. Man kan ju vänta lite mer på hallen. Här får de också. Det känns bättre med att gå på första attacken. Förutom jävla tur de har ju spelat sen. Det är en fall. Så tar den här bort lägga till. Kommer vi upp i nivå igen nu gubbar. Kom igen.
So the conversation from the team with their back against the ropes. The Swedes now. Second serve to come, looking to tie it up. Christian Karlsson with some very memorable serves, for better and for worse. Good point right out of the timeout. It's amazing the precision that it takes to play shots with quality to shut down Benedikt Duda and Dang Cho on the other side.
Feels as if the Swedes can play more balls down the middle of the table. They could have an advantage here.
Soft touch just inside. Just like that serve that won the game. It was half long, but on the shorter side, Christian cradling that ball, getting just under it, but still not leaving it too high. So they switch sides of the table and order of play with the Swedes in front by 1. Feel it, feel it. Little marky mark there from Benedikt Duda. The soft hands again. Anton taking a page out of the Karlsson soft hands book. This one drifts a little bit long, and Christian saying, my bad, my bad. Benedikt Duda had a strong opening.
It's insane how nimble he is for a big guy. Maybe the fastest player over 6 foot in the game right now, Benedikt Duda.
It's an interesting thing to think about. Big table tennis requires just such quick reactions, so much to process. We've had many different camera angles as we have here just to see how seated the players look before they play a shot like that. Christian Karlsson with knees at almost 90 degrees throughout the majority of that point. And that doesn't make him an outlier. Back in his flow, the flick. Getting back into this game, the pen hold grip can be very effective over the table. And Dang Cho, at world number 9, one of the best in that, one of the 2 best in the world in this grip. Back edge of the table, a little fortune to tie it up after the Germans had taken the lead coming from behind. Beautiful parallel change-up. You could feel the opponent, and maybe Anton could even see in his peripheral.
Went against the momentum here, didn't he? Saw Dan Cho drifting towards the forehand. Nifty. Skims it up the line.
Awkward slow ball right on the line. Christian Karlsson moves across, and it's 2 points in front now, the Swedes. Long push could cause a major traffic jam in that corner. You almost got the second body bump, but the ball wasn't returned. Right back down the line the other way. Christian Karlsson with the surprise touch drops it behind the net. Right there to bring Duda in. And, well, Anton Kjellberg knew exactly what to do. Not afraid to play a risk here. Christian Karlsson sets up 3 game and match points to keep hopes alive for the Swedes. Good touch by Christian, and on the other side, just the same to leave it uncomfortable. Yeah, Benedikt Duda's push barely comes off the table, but not a lot of room for a backhand opening there. Two game and match points left for the Swedes. They've got 2 serves should they need them. They'll need at least one. Or they're going to have to fight some extra points.
The read, sensational from Dan Cho. This flick could have gone either corner. He could have come across it to go wide backhand. Dan Cho knew where it was going to go and unleashes with the backhand.
2 game and match points saved.
Play.
Killer shot, and Dong Cho gets it back. That was smacked. He turned the other cheek. The sound on this was crazy, and Dong Cho, how did his racket get up that quickly?
That's nuts. That sounded like a Mima Ito forehand. Great flick.
And the response one-ups it. Deuce. Alternating serves for the match until one pair has a 2-point lead. Sweden, 4th game and match point after being up 10-7. Slow spin, Christian Karlsson takes all of it off. He takes the pace off the ball. A man as powerful as Christian Karlsson. Anton Kjellberg had a lot to deal with after the match before this. You could see the emotions, the time it took for him to come back. But alongside Christian Karlsson, we talked about how important friendship is, and best friends on the other side. 2 of the best in the world. 2 players who've both recently been inside the top 10, and one currently is. This is a big win to keep hopes alive. The fight continues. The flame still burns. And Sweden in it. A long way to go if they're going to win it. The women of Sweden will have to take a 3-0 victory over Sabina Winter and Nina Mittelham. A recap of what happened. 1 point between them on the scoreboard after 3 games played. Man, was this tight. Sweden still alive, and the team matchup continues. Sweden and Germany send out Stina Kjellberg and Linda Bergström. And Germany, Sabina Winter and Nina Mittelham. The final match, Germany only needs 1 game. And as soon as they win it, it's done. Sweden needs all 3.
Riktigt noggrann i det här skitspelet. verkligen tvinga dem att vinna mycket poäng mot oss. Kör vi nu. Våga vara tydlig också. Våga vänta och ta beslut. Försöka skapa mycket under, mycket otur, mycket över så att vi inte spelar ett normaltempo utan gör det jobbigt för dem. Kör vi. Kom igen.
Ohne spielt, ihr spielt den Ball, der braucht ja nicht auf 120% spielen. Sie muss dann erstmal fangen, diesen Ball, ja? Okay? Okay. Wichtig ist, gut bewegen, ja? Auf geht's.
So here's the look at the players about to come. Sabina Winter on the far left with the anti-spin on the backhand. Nina Mittelham with wonderful balance on both sides, back from injury. Stina Schellberg with the strawberry hair. And
choose color, please.
Linda Bergström, the chopper
Black.
with the long pips.
Red.
Just called the coin. Coin toss time. Don't flip out.
Receive. To serve. Name. Talbert. Okay.
So Stina will start with the serve, the receive chosen on the German side. So we've got 3 games to play. Swedes only get a second game if they win the first, and only get a third game if they win the first 2. Adam Bobrow alongside Fraser Riley. Fraser, we've seen these two, but we haven't seen him play women's doubles, not yet today. What are your thoughts about how an attacker and a chopper will combine?
Well, Bergström, of course, will have to take the hybrid approach that she normally does, and it's going to be especially important here that Stina Schellberg can block well, change the direction of play well, and counter well on both sides, because, of course, the fact that Bergström is chopping means that we're going to expect some slow spins potentially here from the Germans, depending especially on what Winter does. So stylistically, this is so interesting. You've got a chopper with long pips and an anti-spin player.
Right, and we saw them battle against each other, but when you're playing singles, okay, you know what you're capable of. It's a little bit different when you're playing. Again, Germany, we saw Ricardo Walter play many times alongside Ruin Filus, and they were quite good together, but Ricardo Walter can do anything.
Yeah.
He can chop, he can lob, chop, block. He's just got so much feeling. What a creative player. And for others, that doesn't necessarily, you don't have to play the same style. I think players who can read spin, we saw that time and time again where funky spin came in. And Linda Bergström took the win over Sabina Winter, as you mentioned, very narrowly, but 2-1.
Match, first game, Sweden to serve. Love all.
Survival mode for Sweden. Stina to start with the serves.
So in the combination in this game, it's going to be Winter against Bergström. So let's see whether Winter will try and crack it early or twiddle it with the ante.
Well, Bergström playing to Sabina. So Sabina Winter, that'll be interesting. Right, she's got a variety of chops coming her way. Stina's playing Sabina's shot. Good coverage on the wide backhand as Stina moves. I've known Stina for over a decade, so it's crazy to think that she's still only 25 and getting better. She's been on the scene for quite some time, and she's had some very narrow, I think with Hina Hayata we mentioned.
Yeah, Muscat took Hayata to a decider. Very close to Kwaiman as well at the Europe Smash in Sweden.
Right.
Very tight 3-1 finish.
Edge of the racket here, though, as the Germans get their second point on the scoreboard. It's like defining your goals in life. If you don't think about the steps to getting there, sometimes they're just dreams. Goals without a plan, just a dream. I say that because the big picture is Sweden needs to win 3-0. But what that means is they need to win every game. And what that means is they need to play every point like it's its own battle, like it's a game that they must win. And as soon as they don't, they need to have the same mentality for the next point. Stina, what a cover.
2-5.
Reaction, improvisation, and right on the line, a brushing side spin shot.
Blurring the lines. I mean, she had basically no room to maneuver and just played the parallel.
Five, 3.
Nice side swipe on the receive, and Bergström left with a good shot. Nina's backhand, very smooth. Don't always have to worry about a backhand coming in that strong against a shot like that. Oh, quick push deep and wide. 1 point ball game here. The Germans, all they need is one game, and this is over.
Perfect shot there from Winter. Didn't try and play it too hard. Saw that Shelbo was expecting something quick and deep. Brushed the ball. Shelbo going for a little bit of a lottery shot. She can make those, but quite high risk.
6-5.
Yeah, we praised the forehand quite a lot of Sabina Winter.
Timeout.
The timeout now on the Swedish side after the momentum is shifted quite a bit. Danger awaits. Must win every game for Sweden.
Det öppnar upp det alternativet att kan komma in och den vägen. Det är viktigast att det inte blir jämnt tempo, för då är det båda de som sparkar och går på.
Jag ska resonera.
Har du läge kan du testa. Så.
Ja, men jag måste bara göra det så att det inte stiger halv. Så hon kan bara kan stå där.
Ja, exakt.
Måste trycka till.
Du kan ju också det att hon väljer att serva långt.
Ja.
Du kan stå nära. Det är långt. Okej, ta en tid på studsen då. Stoppa utan.
Ja,
vi går.
Ja, Qualität ist super, ja? Gut gespielt, gut gekämpft jetzt, ja? Auf geht's.
So 4 points in a row for the German pair from down 2-5, and here they are with the second serve. Opponents with no timeout left, and the side spin on a strawberry chop. Linda Bergström gets the tip of the racket down and sends this one fast bending away. As fast as the feet are of Sabina Winter, still that is tough to react to.
That was nasty there, wasn't it? Bit of a strawberry chop.
We've seen the variety that she brings in her chopping game, and this is a long pips chopper, so she has that much less control to generate her own spin. Oh, Sabina using the ante. Wonderful on that. You could see the ball knuckle back. Even if you're not paying close attention, just the path of travel of the ball goes against what would naturally come back out of anybody else or any other side of the racket.
Just see it wavering in the air. Made Shelbo unsure.
Cracking forehand, boom, boom, beanie. The anti-hero bringing that forehand. Quality forehand. Stina brought that out multiple times in all of her different mixed doubles matches. I got your back, says Nina Mittelheim. Sabina there, gets there quickly, and the Germans 2 points away from closing out this team matchup. Determination. Sabina gets low and loads that ball up, and Stina, it's not her first day on the scene. Knows exactly what to do and perfectly calibrates to close that one out. 1 point ball game, Swedes need it.
Let 8-9.
Not twice, the second time. Sabina moves her around a bit, a similar shot. And at the third towel break, it is only 1 point needed. Now remember, if Germany wins this, Sweden is not going home yet. You never know, they could still qualify for stage 3, but it would be that much tougher. Still alive, team match points saved. Trying to keep it deep in a timeout on the German side. This is a conversation that's worth having. It's the last match, no matter how you look at it, in this team matchup. Germany can end it here in the next game or the one after, but it's round robin. You want to end it here.
Ja, das ist auch eine gute.
Wenn der halblang ist, dann spielst du den voll ab.
Okay, dann mach noch mal lange Aufschlag. Bleib in der.
Soll ich bitte Schnitt oder leer? Schnell. Ich weiß nicht, was du denkst.
Dann kommt
Wenn ich dann einen Angriff spiele, keine Ahnung. Ich dachte, vorher nur Schnitt, weil sie stehen bleibt und zu. Mach leer und danach spielen.
nach vorne.
Außer ich sehe sie im Läuft.
Gut, gut. Lange nach vorne. Alles ist gut.
Das, was ihr denkt, spielt das jetzt, ja?
Genau.
Gut, genau. Ja, das ist wichtig, ja?
Lag dem Hand immer Schläger hoch. Schläger hoch. Dann musst du eins kriegen. Okay,
Du auch den
ist alles
Schläger
gut.
Komm, den holt euch den Punkt. Auf geht's, holt ihr euch. Let's go.
Good vibes right now on the German side. If you just tuned in, they are a team that needs 1 point to shut down Sweden in this team match. From a vibes standpoint, you can't ask for much better energy. Nina Mittelheim, big serve. And the ante is no problem here. Stina drills it down the line. Now, for anyone who's ever played against ante, you know that it is not as easy as Stina made this look. She was calm there and did not waver like a ball might off of ante. Deuce. Alternating serves. Sweden must win this to stay alive. Shot carries long, and it's a second opportunity for Germany to close the door.
Another team match point here for Deutschland.
Yeah.
That's for Anbal.
Okay, enough German for me. See if the Germans take it from here. Strawberry, and it's blasted. Nina Mittelheim crushes it, blends it, turns the strawberry into a smoothie. And after 5 matches had been started, this one was finished in the first. Sweden put up a good fight. The men's doubles sent it here. And Linda Bergström with her win 2-1. Quite frankly, this was a great performance from Sweden to extend this as long as they did. The Germans, arguably the strong favorites from the start. And this, quite a fight. And really with the Anton versus Dong Cho, it could have gone either way. Dong Cho pulling off a big win there. It is not easy. Few are going to be able to do what Dong Cho did. So the Germans take care of business. And that is it. 8-5. They collect way more points here. What a performance from these two who represent almost the same generation in German table tennis. The 29-year-old Nina Mittelheim and the 33-year-old Sabine Winter end it in the first. So 12-10. It took some extra points there in the end. Germany on day 1 of stage 2, that's day 4 in the overall, making a strong case, a campaign to be in stage 3. A recap, the mixed doubles, Annette Kaufman and Patrick Franziska 2-1. Linda Bergström 2-1. Dong Cho with a clutch bagel. The men of Sweden, Anton and Christian 2-1. But in the end, the German women, as we talked about from the start, well, they faced a strong Swedish pair. And the Swedish women put up an incredible fight today. From the mixed doubles early on, to Linda Bergström in women's singles, but the German women in the end, just too strong. So, men and women combined, Germany, well-rounded, have rounded out the day, session 2 with the victory. On behalf of Fraser Riley and myself, Adam Bobrow, we can't wait to have you back for day number 5 with Team China, the defending champions, and all sorts of drama right here on the screen. Table number 1 will be here with you. Look forward to seeing you then. Wanan, good night. Ming Tian Jen. See you tomorrow.
好的，观众朋友们，首先让我们恭喜德国队获得了第2阶段的第1场胜利。我们邀请到了2位运动员进行赛后采访。首先，我们要采访的是邱党想问一下，我们德国队在第2阶段取得了一个开局的胜利，可以对今天的表现做一个简短的评价。
Congratulations to Team Germany of winning the first match of the second stage. We have invited Qiu Dang and Annette for today's uncourt interview. The first question is a very good start in stage 2. How did you feel about the performance, Qiu Dang?
我觉得今天我们团体包括今天也是打了那个第2节，我觉得是非常重要。然后我觉得我们能一开始能赢个8比5对瑞典已经非常不错了。然后呢，我觉得我希望后边几天我们可以继续努力啊，继续赢。
For our team, it is really a good start for us to win the second stage and especially 8-5 over Sweden. We hope that during the next matches, our team could work harder and be stronger.
好，那我们接下来要采访的是 Annette Kaufman，please stand here。那对于我们今天的这样一场胜利在我们第2阶段的接下来的比赛当中的战略还有策略的调整，会有怎么样的影响？和我们分享一下。
The second question is to Annette. How does winning your match shape your team's approach for the next matches in stage 2?
I think it gives us a lot of confidence and we grew and grew more together as a team. So I think the close matches like against the top teams like Japan or China, there's more possibilities and I think we can make some surprises.
那今天的比赛的话，其实会给我们团队更多的信心。我们相信接下来团队作战也会更加的有信心。特别是如果到时候在和中国队和日本队打比赛的时候，我们知道其实赢的几率没有那么大，但是我们还是会努力的。
好的，观众朋友们，让我们再次祝贺德国队，也希望他们在下一场比赛当中有更精彩的表现。
Congratulations to Team Germany and better performances.
So there you have it, Dong Cho and Annette Kaufman with a wonderful interview there after a strong performance from Germany. They've taken care of business today. They came in as one of the top 4 seeds, so still a tie for first place, along with Japan, Korea Republic, and Team China, the back-to-back defending champions. And the other 4 at the bottom of the chart there are going to be fighting to pass by anyone they can, because only the top 4 teams will move on to stage number 3. Day number 5 tomorrow. Stage 2 continues. We'll see you tomorrow for the action, bright and early at 10 a.m. local time here in Chengdu, China. On behalf of Fraser Riley and myself, Adam Bobrow, we'll see you then. You're watching the ITTF Mixed Team World Cup Chengdu 2025. Good night.
请您遵循工作人员的指引，有序离场。离开时，请您随手带走身边的垃圾，请注意。
3-0